She said stop mansplaining things to me. When I tried to explain our dire financial situation, I replied, "You're right. My apologies." Then I let her handle it. The bank mansplained it to her perfectly when they sent the foreclosure notice. I, 35 male, have been married to Brianna, 33, for 7 years. We bought our house 5 years ago when the market was better. I work in logistics management. She's a marketing consultant. Here's the thing, Brianna makes good money, probably 20% more than me, but she's never been interested in the actual nuts and bolts of our finances. When we first got together, she straight up told me, "I hate dealing with numbers and bills. As long as everything gets paid, I don't want to think about it." Cool. I thought I'm good with spreadsheets, budgets, all that stuff. So I handled everything. Mortgage, utilities, insurance, investments. She transferred her portion to me monthly. I paid everything, kept us on track. For 5 years this worked fine. I'd give her quarterly updates. She'd nod along. We'd move on. Life was good. Then about 4 months ago, everything went sideways. Her company lost 3 major clients in 1 month. Her income dropped by 60%. Meanwhile, my company announced they were restructuring. Corporate speak for you might not have a job soon. Property taxes went up. Our adjustable rate mortgage was about to adjust. Yeah. I know. But rates were supposed to stay low. Right. Perfect storm of financial mess. I sat her down with all our document spreadsheets showing income versus expenses, bank statements, the works. "Bree, we need to talk. We're heading for serious trouble if we don't make changes now." She was scrolling through her phone. "No. Seriously. Look at these numbers. Your income is down to about 2.8K monthly. Mine might disappear entirely. Our mortgage payment is about to jump from $2,100 to $2,750. We've got God, Blake, stop mansplaining things to me." She threw her phone down. "I have an MBA. I know how money works." I blinked. "I'm not. I'm just trying to show you our situation. You think because you handle the bills you're some financial genius. I run million-dollar marketing campaigns. I don't need you talking down to me like I'm stupid." "I'm not talking down." "Yes, you are. With your little spreadsheets and your graphs like I can't understand basic math." This is exactly what Thea was talking about in her podcast. Men assuming women can't handle complex topics. Thea being her favorite empowerment podcaster who'd recently convinced her that every interaction with a man was potentially problematic. I stared at the papers spread across our dining room table. "So you understand we're 3 months from being unable to pay our mortgage. Stop being so dramatic. I'll figure it out. God, the patriarchy really did a number on you thinking women need saving." Deep breath. "You're right. My apologies. Finally, was that so hard?" She grabbed her phone again. "I'll handle things my way. Stop treating me like a child." "Absolutely. You've got this." I gathered up all the paperwork, went to my office, and moved every single financial document to a folder labeled Brianna's Financial Management. I removed her from all the automated payments I'd set up, changed the passwords on the mortgage and utility accounts to her birth date, which she'd remember. Sent her an email with all the login info and a simple message. "As requested, I'm stepping back from managing our finances. All accounts and responsibilities are now yours. The mortgage is due on the 1st. Utilities by the 15th. Let me know if you need anything." She hearted the email. That was 4 months ago. Update 1. So yeah, things went exactly how you'd expect. Month 1, she missed the mortgage payment. I knew because the bank called to me, still had my number as primary. I let it go to voicemail. They sent letters addressed to both of us, but I put hers unopened on her desk. "Why is the bank sending so much mail?" she asked one night. "Don't know. You're handling finances now, remember?" "Right. Yeah. I'll look at it later." She didn't. Month 2, the utilities started getting cut off. First the internet. She was furious. "The Wi-Fi is not working. I have client calls. Sounds like a bill didn't get paid," I said, not looking up from my book. "Can you just—" I could, but I wouldn't want to mansplain how to pay a bill. She stomped off to use her phone hotspot. The power got shut off 2 days later. That was fun. She had to call the utility company from her car phone was at 5% battery pay over the phone plus a reconnection fee. $350 extra because she forgot to pay a $140 bill. But here's where it gets really good. Remember those mortgage letters? Turns out when you miss 2 payments the bank gets serious. They sent a notice of default. Basically pay now or we start foreclosure. She finally opened the letters. The screaming was something. She burst into my office waving papers. Foreclosure. They're threatening foreclosure. That's weird. I said calmly. How are you so calm? We're losing our house. We're not losing anything. You're handling the finances. I'm sure you've got a plan. A plan. Blake, this is serious. I agree. Good thing you have that MBA. She threw the papers at me and stormed out but still didn't ask for help. Nope. She was going to handle it. Her solution: borrowing money from her parents, except she told them it was for a business opportunity because she was too proud to admit she'd screwed up our finances. They gave her $6,000, guess what she did with it? If you guessed paid the back mortgage, you'd be wrong. She paid some bills, the ones affecting her directly. Internet power, her car payment, left about $2,000, and then enrolled in a $1,500 financial empowerment for women course. Because obviously the problem was she needed empowerment, not basic bill paying skills. The bank sent another notice. This time it came certified mail. She had to sign for it. Notice of intent to accelerate, pay everything or lose the house in 90 days. That's when the real panic set in. But did she ask for help? Admit she was wrong? Nope. She doubled down. Update 2. Things escalated fast after the acceleration notice. Brianna went into what I can only describe as delusional problem-solving mode. She was convinced she could fix everything without admitting she'd messed up. Her solutions were creative. First, she tried to refinance the house without telling me. Problem is, both our names are on the mortgage. The bank called me to schedule the appointment. I politely declined to participate. What do you mean you won't sign? She screamed. You're handling the finances. I don't want to mansplain mortgages to you. This is both our house which you're managing. I trust your judgment completely. She couldn't refinance without me. So she tried plan B, selling stuff. Not her stuff, mind you. She listed my gaming console, my tools, even my mountain bike on Marketplace. I found out when my buddy texted asking why I was selling my bike so cheap. I confronted her. You're selling my belongings. We need money. This is an emergency. Then sell your Peloton, your designer bags, your jewelry. Those are investments. I laughed. Actually laughed. Then I reported all the listings as fraud since she didn't own the items. Got her Marketplace account suspended. Plan C was even better. She went to one of those predatory we buy houses fast companies, offered to sell our house for $175 under market value. Cash deal close in 2 weeks. She actually signed preliminary paperwork. Thank God for property law. Both names on the deed means both signatures needed. The company called me to set up final signing. I told them I wasn't selling. They threatened to sue for the earnest money deposit Brianna had somehow scrounged up. I sent them the email chain showing she'd been explicitly handling all finances solo and I hadn't agreed to anything. They went after her for the $2,000 deposit instead. Meanwhile, the foreclosure clock kept ticking. 60 days left, 45-30. She finally broke down, crying one night but not apologizing. No. She was crying about how the system was against her, how it was impossible to manage everything, how the banks were predatory and I was sabotaging her. You knew I couldn't handle this, she sobbed. You literally screamed at me that you could. You have an MBA. You run $1 million campaigns. That's different. How? Because she couldn't answer. 2 weeks before the foreclosure sale date, she did the most Brianna thing ever. She hired a lawyer. With what money? Her credit cards. To do what? Sue me for financial abuse and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Her lawyer, some ambulance chaser named Gerald, actually called me. Your wife says you deliberately set her up to fail financially. I have an email from her explicitly taking over all financial management. Would you like to see it? I also have recordings of her telling me to stop mansplaining finances. Should I send those too? Gerald suddenly remembered he had another call. The foreclosure sale was scheduled for next Monday. We had officially lost the house. 5 years of equity gone. Credit destroyed. All because she couldn't admit she needed help, but the universe wasn't done with this comedy yet. Final update. The house sold at auction. We had to be out in 30 days. You'd think this would be rock bottom. Right. Wrong. Brianna's parents found out about the foreclosure when the sale was posted publicly. Remember, she told them the $6,000 was for a business opportunity. Her dad Harrison called me directly. Blake, what the hell happened? We just saw your house was foreclosed. I explained everything. The missed payments, the notices, Brianna refusing help, the failed refinance, the attempted quick sale, all of it. The silence on the other end was deafening. She said the money was for expanding her consulting business. She used it to pay some bills and take a financial empowerment course. Harrison said words I won't repeat here, then hung up. 20 minutes later, Brianna's phone exploded. I could hear her parents through the phone from the other room. Turns out that 6 callers was from their retirement fund. But here's the beautiful part. While Brianna was getting screamed at by her parents, I was executing my exit strategy. See, I'd been planning since month 2. Opened my own bank account, saved every penny I could, found a small apartment. I'd even talked to a divorce lawyer who confirmed that since Brianna had taken over all finances in writing, I couldn't be held responsible for the foreclosure fallout. While she was sobbing to her parents, I was packing. Just my stuff. Clothes, personal items, the things she'd tried to sell. Everything fit in my truck. She found me loading the last box. Where are you going? My new place. You're what? We're in this together. I showed her the separation papers. Actually, we're not. You wanted to handle things your way. I'm handling mine. You can't leave me. I have nowhere to go. Your parents have space, or maybe Thea from the podcast has a couch. This is because I called out your mansplaining. You're destroying our marriage over that. No. You destroyed our marriage when you let pride cost us our home. I tried to help. You literally told me my help was patriarchal oppression. She went through the whole narcissist's prayer in real time. That didn't happen. The screenshots say otherwise. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. We lost our house. And if it was, it's not a big deal. Foreclosure is a huge deal. And if it is, it's not my fault whose signature is on those papers. And if it was, I didn't mean it. Cool. The bank doesn't care. And if I did, you deserved it. I deserved to lose my home. The divorce was finalized last month. Couldn't split assets. There weren't any left. Couldn't split the house. Bank owned it. The only thing to divide was debt. And thanks to that email chain, most of it stayed with her. She's living with her parents now. Still posting on social media about new beginnings and rising from adversity. But I noticed she's selling those designer bags she called investments. Her consulting business dried up. Turns out clients don't trust consultants who publicly go through foreclosure. Me. I'm rebuilding. Credit shot, but I've got a stable job, a simple apartment, and hard-earned wisdom about the difference between actual partnership and performative independence. Started seeing someone new, a teacher who actually gets excited about budget spreadsheets. We split everything 50-50, and she literally thanked me for explaining how compound interest works. Last week I drove past our old house, new family moving in, kids playing in the yard. The life we could have had if she just listened to one conversation about money without making it a gender war. Brianna texted me yesterday. First contact since the divorce. I understand now what you were trying to tell me. I'm sorry. I didn't respond. What's that saying? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. She showed me she'd rather lose everything than admit she needed help. Rather destroy our life than say I don't understand. Can you explain? The bank didn't care about her MBA or her empowerment podcasts. They just wanted their money. Turns out numbers don't give a damn about your pride. Funny thing is, if she just let me mansplain for 5 more minutes that night, we'd still have our home. But hey, at least she proved she didn't need a man's help. She lost her house all by herself. Girl power, I guess. Edit. Since some of you asked, yes. I could have paid the bills myself to save the house. But with my job uncertainty and her refusal to acknowledge the problem, I would have been enabling her delusion while draining my safety net. Sometimes you have to let people hit rock bottom. I just made sure I had a parachute for the fall.